making no sense with Tom Sena.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Iz.
Hey, some friends.
Hello, lady. Have you guys ever been on a podcast before?
No,
I have.
Anna has.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, that's awesome. Let's see. Let me get, first of all, thank you guys so much for doing this.
Of course.
Yes, of course. Anything for you.
Is my bud.
Yes.
All right. You guys call her Bella, though, don't you? Do you guys call her Bella? And I'm sorry. Do you hate it when I call you?
No,
this
I
thing?
like when you use. You're the only person that does. So.
I was so hoping that you were giving me a pass on that. Okay. All right. So let me get the other girls' names. Let's just go one at a time.
I'll start. Okay, I'm Abby.
Abbey.
ABI.
AB. Oh, just ABI. Of course, Abby. Next.
I'm Anna. ANNA.
Right on, Anna. Okay, and then who else is on your left? I already have you down as. All right, I'm sorry. And what's your name?
I'm Tianna.
Tianna?
Sorry.
Go on.
Tianna.
All right, cool. So where are you currently at?
Our basement.
In the sorority?
Yes.
Okay. Like you have a private room in there, you could close the door and everything?
Well, it's kind of not private. It's glass doors.
Oh, cool.
You can see out in the basement.
We're in one of the bigger rooms with more multiple tables, but there is a smaller room that has just one, two,
cool.
And then just a main area.
Right on. So can girls come down and see you guys in there?
Yeah.
Do they probably just assume you're getting at a school thing, getting a lecture or something, or what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You really only come down here if you like to do school or we paint our banners down here, but other than that, you don't really come down here.
Right on. Oh, we'll get to painting banners. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Abby. All right. So I don't know if Izzy. I assume she told you who I was.
Yes.
Good. So we got that covered. Nice to meet you all. Izzy, isn't this fun?
I love it. I'm excited. This is so fun.
You're so sweet. I love. This is why I knew this would be fun. All right. So because how long have I known you? Is
4 years? No,
okay.
5.
Probably. I mean, early. Huh? What? 6, 7? What were we doing?
I was on the table going like this.
Right on. All right. So it's been a minute. I mean, we've known each other for a minute. You were and I feel that was, and we'll get into some of this stuff because I'm an old man. So but I want to talk to you guys about your experience because right now in your life, things are so concentrated in regards to every year is such a huge step away from the previous year and onto your, to a new year in your life. Wow. Did you see that Zoom?
Yeah.
I got a real interact. Oh, whoa. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not controlling that, but I'm using my iPad. So maybe it's doing that. I don't know why, but anyway.
I'm doing that too.
So, it's such huge changes, are happening in your guys' life right now. And that's part of why I wanted to talk to you guys. So that's, my next thing I was going to talk about was just why are we doing this? So I thought, me and Izzy always have really fun conversations when she comes in. So just for listeners and viewers, FYI, this will be on YouTube and on podcasts, everywhere you get podcasts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can do either. So, thanks for cleaning up the place for me. So, so we have really, I love when Izzy comes in because you guys know she's a sweetheart, but also because we have really good conversations just about life and about I always I'm entertained and because I love Iz and I always get a kick out of what's going on in her life, and so it's just these little glimpses of I swear it's like a reality show for me,
Yes.
And it's and then she's so sweet. Sometimes she asks genuine advice and stuff like that. And I feel like she actually hears me a little bit too. So, because I will always try to do my best to steer her in the right direction, as far as so if your parents are listening, trust me, I have their very best intentions at heart. So anyway, so then I thought, what, let's do this. Let's do a little podcast because I started doing these podcasts and I like to talk to people from different walks of life, people that are like me that we could kind of compare notes and people that are nothing like me so that I could completely, learn stuff and learn about their life and whatever. So that's a little bit more where you guys came in. It's just we just have such opposite lives right now, we're just miles apart and I get a kick out of that. And I just really wanted to talk to you guys. And I think our viewers would be, my listeners and viewers would be interested in that as well. So let's just give it a whirl. Let's just kick it around.
Yeah.
You guys are living in, because from what I can see, so Izzy and I we became after I did her hair for a long time. We did a little video when I gave her extensions, and so I did a little like a before and after thing like that, and I wanted to post on Instagram. So we got connected on Instagram, and ever since then, and then we did another one a little bit more recently when we went a little lighter in her hair. So and I always like and she always very sweet to she puts a post about me too as well. So that's always sweet. But also, I mean, and I'll admit in a hopefully not too creepy of a way, but I mean I catch I catch Izzy's posts, as life goes on. And because I'm on Instagram a lot, probably more than anything else, just because it's just the doom scrolling, But yeah, so I'm probably on that more than TikTok. I don't know if you guys are on, so we'll get to that. But I mean, so I catch little glimpses of your life just via Izzy's posts or whatever, and I'm just like, my God, they have, you guys are living in such a, I mean, it is a bubble to a certain degree. I mean, and I just wonder, like, how aware of that are you, that you guys are living in such a concentrated moment in your lives? Because once you get out of college, I mean, and I'm sure you've heard this, and it was probably mentioned at every commencement speech you've ever heard too, but you are going to scatter to the winds. I mean, the minute you guys graduate, it'll be like, poof. And you will make, God, my Zoom is just going berserk. How aware of that stuff are you guys? And do you guys talk about that amongst yourselves?
I would say, like, as of now, like, we're always like, oh, we like want to stay together, we want to keep in touch, but like we're also sophomores, so we haven't like had like the opportunities like presented to like us, so like we haven't faced, I feel like, reality yet. But like her sister's a senior, my sister's also a senior, and like seeing how like half of her friends, they're going to Chicago, one's going over to Boston, one's going to California, like all these different states, and it's like they probably all freshman year, sophomore year sitting in their sorority house. We're like, let's all live together, we'll just get an apartment, maybe we'll go back to Omaha. And it's like, once reality hits, job opportunities and other opportunities aren't like they're not like present now, but then like once we get there, they will be. And I think like that's when it will actually like hit us, and like we'll understand that like life does move on and we'll all go in different directions sooner than later.
I agree.
Right.
I also think we see it from freshman year. Like my roommates, they were in different houses, and I know like they were roommates, so they've obviously stayed in touch. But with my roommates, even just last year, we were like, we're going to stay in touch, we're going to be great friends, hang out all the time. And I maybe have seen them like 3 times this entire year. So I kind of just think it's like we still keep in touch, just not as much, but it's something where once you aren't physically together, the communication is still there, but it definitely just takes a lot more effort from both parties to have that relationship still.
And I also think that it'll be harder for us because we are living together two, maybe 4 years after this year, because we're all going to get an apartment for next year. So I feel like that could be probably a little bit more scary if we all separate after senior year, just because we have been together for so long.
Are all of you guys are getting an apartment together next year?
Yeah.
Oh, really? All 4 of you are?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Did you have anything to say about that at all, Tianna?
I honestly agree, but I feel like a huge part of it is kind of deeming, like, especially as we get older, learning what relationships are valuable to us and learning how to walk through life, like knowing that things are going to change for a lot of people and we're going to start prioritizing different things, but not really letting like our relationships with each other fade. And even if they do, like it's just a part of life, and the love is always still there.
It is. And that's a great point. It is just a part of life, and it won't be the same forever, but you'll always remember this stuff. So have fun. I want to get into sorority life specifically, but I mean, like, for instance, what are your majors? Like, Anna, what's your major?
I'm double majoring in sports media and broadcasting with a minor in business.
Right on. Abby?
Business administration, nothing fancy.
Yeah, but it could be anything, and it could be fancy. How about you?
Nursing.
That's right. And Tianna?
And then I'm business law on the pre-law track.
Oh, business law. Right on. Well, so those are pretty varied. I mean, as far as like you guys being so tight as you are, and you guys have completely different interests. Do you guys have a lot of classes together? Or probably not.
No. I don't know anyone in like any of my classes. I'm with all guys. Like it's literally with all guys.
Yeah.
Really? I'm surprised. I mean, it seems like there's so many women in like, did you say it was sports broadcast or just broadcast?
Sports media and then broadcasting.
Sports media and broadcast.
I mean, they're like the same thing, but
yeah.
I feel like there are some girls, but like they also have like this thing, it's called AdPR, like advertisement and and public relations. So like they kind of do a sports media and that together, but I did sports media and broadcasting. So like some of my classes are a little different.
Well, I feel like the IPR is a lot more like social media, like
like marketing, fancy stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right on. I'm thinking of, I don't know. It just seems like there's whenever you watch a game, professional games, it seems like it's almost becoming dominated by women sportscasters anymore. At least maybe it's just the fact that I'm just seeing so many more than I used to. But hopefully is that kind of what you want to do? Be a sports broadcaster?
I think it'd be so cool if I like worked for like the NFL one day or something and did that. I don't know like what like route I want to go if I do want to do like sideline broadcasting or if I want to like work behind the scenes and do like social media, but I'll figure that out soon.
Yeah, like the next Aaron Andrews or whatever. Yeah. Very cool. All right, so let's sorority life. First of all, there too, it's just from my point of view. I mean, I think it probably from most people's when they look at it, especially if you have obviously I have very little experience with sorority life. Tell me, well, let's just start off by like, how do you pick a sorority? How did pledge week and all that stuff? I mean, tell me the start of that. And like, is it as insane as what you see in movies or what?
No,
it depends on school.
But yeah, it definitely depends on where you go.
It's definitely, I had a couple girls that I was friends with in high school and they rushed down in Alabama and Oklahoma, the big SEC schools. And that was really intense. It's definitely, we don't have nearly as many chapter houses. So our open house is split into 2 days and you're just with your groups that have been assigned. It's typically just on the floor you live in and you go with them. It's very organized. Like you have a specific time down to the second, because if you're even off by a couple seconds, like the sorority will get fined. And you're like,
and like in regards to what? Like what's timed?
Conversations. So you can't,
like an interview, basically?
Basically, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. So you're in these lines and then you go into the house and a girl will pick you up at the door and then you just talk with them. And the first 2 days, it's very vague, very just like get to know you. And then after the 2 open house days, you open your cards the next day. Yeah. And then you run to that house on the field, I would say.
So like, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, everyone has like a very different rush experience. Like Bella and I were on the same floor. We were in totally different Rocam groups. We didn't even know each other. Like Bella turned out to be my roommate freshman year too. And like literally we didn't know each other. We met in AKO. She was like my first college friend. But then we've talked to other girls who are like, my houses could have been like random, like AFI, AZD. Yeah. And then I could have been like, I had like Tridel, AKO. Like,
are those your last two?
No. But like just everyone has a different rush experience. Some people only have one their last day. Like some people could even get dropped after the first 2 days and have no houses. Yeah. Like it's different for every individual.
And so like each chapter, specifically on this campus, I feel like it's the same for a lot of others, is like they have specific requirements that you have to meet. Like a lot of houses will have GPA requirements. So after the first 2 days, if you already don't meet those GPA requirements, even if you love a house and even if they love you, they could drop you just because like their standards are a certain threshold. And if you don't meet that, then unfortunately sometimes it just doesn't work out. So it's definitely different for everybody. And it's really hard. I know there were a lot of girls after the first 2 days when you don't hear back from the houses you want. It's really sad. Because I mean, this is your first introduction to college and you kind of base your worth a little bit off of what, like your first week of what's happening. And like that obviously doesn't feel great if you get dropped.
Got it. So is this happening freshman year or is that sophomore year? That's all freshman year?
Freshman year. Right. You can do it any year though. So like if you're a sophomore and you like transferred, you could still do it. There's really no grade requirement. I think it's just most common like freshman year.
Yeah. So you move in a week before our classes start. And then we move in like when you're in the sorority during actual rush week. That's when we rush the girls. But if you don't get a bid, I remember 2 of my roommates last year dropped out of just like formal recruitment, which is just a 6-day process of going to houses. You have this thing called continuous open bidding, but we call it just cobbing. So you're able to reach out. A lot of sororities, if they don't meet their numbers, they'll post and be like, oh, we're cobbing. So we have a couple girls in our house. One of my really good friends in AKO, she's a cobb. So then she reached out to us and was like, hey, I'm interested. And then girls will take her on a date and be like, oh, I really like you. Like, do you want to invite to our chapter? So there's always, even if rush week is hard, it's very draining socially, especially if that's your first time really away from home. But there are different ways that you can still like be in a sorority other than just the formal recruitment process, which I think is super nice. And it's not, a lot of people don't know about it. So I wish that they did a better job at kind of advertising that, but it's a lot.
Right. So, all right, now I'm not looking for dirt, but give me something like for instance, like what are you guys aware of in regards to like, like I'm sure you probably talk to people that are already in the sorority or maybe have friends or sisters or whatever that have kind of gone through it. I mean, like what do you know what to wear? What do you know what to, like, are you like is each house different or do you just kind of wear like an interview outfit or like what is that like?
Yeah, so they'll give you like a guideline like before you enter. Yeah, Panhandle will give you like, oh, this is what you should wear. Like the first 2 days they give you a t-shirt, so you kind of just wear whatever bottoms. But then some chapters will go on their Instagrams and they'll post like outfit inspo, like what we would wear these days and things like that. So then it kind of gives you a cue into like, I know we did that too.
Yeah, or you people go on Pinterest and look up, what to wear on sisterhood, and then they'll give you like a whole campaign of all these photos of girls rushing.
I had no clue.
So they're
Like I had
no idea.
Oh yeah, no idea.
I feel like this year or like last year and the year before they started doing Instagram. Before I don't think they did when we rush at all because I used my sister, but Wisconsin to Nebraska rushing so different. My sister like, you want to wear like a Lululemon skirt, and then I'm seeing like people they're like, no, you need to get like the super cute like mini skirt, and I'm like, okay, I don't even know what to do. So I just brought like multiple options.
I think it's crazy just how different, like, again, my friends who go to school in the South in their sororities compared to, I mean, rushing here is definitely a lot bigger of a deal than I thought it was, but it's not nearly as intense. But then I have a lot of friends who go to ASU and U of A, and the things that they wear when they rush, I was appalled. Like, so much skin showing. It was like, so my advice, if you're going to look up rush inspiration, make sure it's to the school.
Sure.
Also, some schools, like I know in Arizona, they do the first couple of days online.
Yeah.
So like you have to, I remember my friend going through recruitment, you had to take like a full video of yourself and be like, my name is so-and-so, I'm from this place. And so these girls are judging you like instantly based off of just what they're seeing on the video. And so it's like, that's kind of a little bit different versus like the in-person experiences too, where I feel like those are a lot more scripted and like it's easier for them to say no to you based off of just how you look too.
Yeah.
We were
it's
online.
Yeah.
But we all voted no.
It's just, not going to work.
Oh, they gave you the option of doing that online?
Yeah. And we
okay.
all voted no.
They're really, really pushing hard for it. But I think it was just something that a lot of us were like, we won't be able to connect with people if we can't meet them in person because it kind of defeats the purpose of the first 2 days.
It kind of goes back to what you were saying with like our world is so like right now, I don't know, like condensed in a bubble. Because like you could literally like I could be like someone totally different and be like, I'm gonna act like super cool on this screen and I'm gonna like put on this face that it's not even me. And then they're like, this girl's so cool. She comes back after 2 days, comes to our philanthropy round, and like she's totally different.
Yeah.
And I think like honestly, like you want to show your authentic self, and I feel like you could retake that video as many times as you wanted. And you can't show who you really are.
Yeah. Right. Well, to your point, you kind of, it's just like, well, do you want to have to try and pretend, for 4 years, like who, or do you want to, or you ideally want to be yourself. So there is an element on looks to a certain degree, wouldn't you say? I mean, what can you talk about that? How does that work? I mean, is it based on, is there a look that they're kind of going for?
I would definitely say some sororities or it's a stereotypical, like your top houses. I think a lot of them are a lot more critical or like criticize more on like kind of what you wear, how nice the things are, like how put together you look. But I think in our sorority specifically, we don't rate that. We don't judge on that. It's more just like their vibe. Like we're like, okay, how's your vibe? Like do we click? But they definitely, you have your stereotypical, I would say in other houses, like they kind of all have a little bit more of a look for them.
Is there stuff that goes on or are there unwritten rules that you guys are maybe like, I mean, and you probably can't answer this, but that you're not supposed to talk about? I mean, are there things like that?
See, I've heard about things in like even other states too, of like you have to leave the house. If you're leaving the house, you have to have like 2 of 3 things done, like your hair, your makeup, or an outfit, a cute outfit on. But I mean, like with us, I've never really noticed anybody here having to follow that. I know within our chapter specifically, people, I feel like we always say, if you see us like Sunday through Wednesday, you don't know who we are. If you see us like Thursday through Saturday, then
Right. I got you. I get it.
I don't allow wearing PJs to class.
You're lucky if I brush my hair before going to class.
Gotcha. So you got your on days and you got your off days.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about Let's talk about your on days. What would be a typical? I mean, like, is every weekend a specific party or a sorority event going on?
Depends.
I would say freshman year.
Yeah.
You will.
Oh,
Freshman
yeah.
year. I would say like we have like they're called frashes, so those are like our year frat parties. And I would say freshman year every week, Thursday through Saturday, houses are thrown.
Oh no. You would have Monday, you have frat weddings. So it's like we call them pinning. So if seniors have been dating for a while and it's with another frat. And that's quite the party. So Monday, you have pinnings.
Wait, all right, hold on. Walk me through that again. What is that now?
So a pinning, it's when two people have been dating for quite some time, and then when they're seniors, if the guy's in a frat and the girl's in a sorority, we have pins with like our symbols on them when you get initiated, and you just swap pins, and it's like a fake wedding.
Okay, and that's a thing that the sorority participates in, like
Yeah,
all you
everyone,
guys.
yeah.
Yep. You do like speeches. Like if I was getting pinned, they could do speeches for me and tell like funny stories.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
Yeah.
funny and like a joke. So like you would never say any of this at your actual wedding because
Yeah.
that would be pretty bad. But like a lot of like
Well, kind of like a wedding toast. So like
Yeah.
your friends
Yeah,
will get up
but
and they'll give
you've
you.
heard a lot of things get aired out where you're just like it's like make your jaw drop to the
Yeah.
point where you're like, whoa. But yeah.
Right. So, and it just happens to be that it's like, well, there's enough of these relationships that are going on that.
We've had what 6 this semester, basically all in
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Like 6 pinnings this semester. We had one this Monday, and then we
And
had one
these are senior couples that are like together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just seems wild to me. That's like a sanctioned event.
Yeah.
I think those are some of the most fun nights.
Yeah.
I've had.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. 100%.
And it's
And so then is it like a reception after that? Is it
Yeah,
basically?
kind of. They'll
a big party.
Yeah, there's a big party, and then the upperclassmen, usually those who are 21 and up, they'll rent out a bar, so like they can go there. We just can't. But yeah,
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
All right. So
So that's our Monday night, and Tuesday night
Break night. Wednesday, wine Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you drink.
Yeah, but then I feel like sophomore year is more like Thursday through Saturday, and then if you have pennies, like
Yeah.
we don't. I mean, this year we've been hitting up the Link Stars
Mm.
a lot. If there's not really anything going on, like I feel like now, like you kind of have like the frats that like you have your friend groups in. Like I said, like we're really close with like the Sick Highs and Fight Up, so like our guy friends, like maybe we'll plan something to do with them. Other than that, we don't really have froshes anymore, so like we're not getting like dressed up to go like out to parties. We're going like to hang out with like our friends.
Yeah.
Or like going to like there's like 2 restaurants we like to go to that we can go out to.
so we're at
so
that.
you're not doing the sorority parties necessarily.
No,
It's
no,
just
we're
you're
at
just
that
doing.
like weird age before everybody turns 21, and so it's like freshman year, it's all fun, like you have a great time, and I feel like even the first semester of sophomore year is like that. But then it's like usually everyone kind of splits into their own friend groups. Everybody moves out of the frat and sorority houses. So then by then you're kind of everyone's just all over the place. So you're not really close anymore. You're not in a confined space, and I think that that's kind of the age where like half of us are turning 21, so half of our 8th grade is going to the bars. Half of us are not turning 21, like me and Abby, until like the end of the school year. So then we're just kind of hanging out, doing our own thing until we can.
Bella and I will be
All
there
right.
all year.
Yeah.
So how much? All right. So I don't know how much of this you want to talk about on air, but I mean, are fake IDs? Are those still a thing that you can even do anymore? Or yes, I'm
I
getting
mean,
some.
we can get
Yeah.
like 2 for around like $80. I mean, like, I mean, like they're not good to have.
I mean, I've heard that. Like,
yeah, like I personally don't because like
Right.
And like
people are, like,
allegedly, you can also get some that scan too. That's just
blue
like
light.
But if you want a good one, I've heard you need like the blue light because
Yeah.
they
They
don't stand on that bars. They hold up a flashlight and look through them.
yeah. So it's like
Right.
hypothetically speaking, if I were to have one, that's probably what I would try to get.
right. If one were to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. I understand. Well, that's I mean, FYI, people have been doing that forever. And then Wine Wednesday is like that happens maybe not at the bar, but
That's
just
more
like
like
hanging out.
That was a
Yeah.
big freshman.
yeah, that was like
Yeah.
hanging out in like your dorm room,
And
get a
the
bottle
weird
of wine.
thing is I feel like no one actually drinks wine on Wine Wednesday.
Well, some,
No, of course not. No.
Some of the
I-
frats would get like the wines with like the what are they?
Box
the,
wine?
The box wine.
Yeah.
But you get a box, so it's just a giant bag.
and then you would just
And you
walk
gotta-
around
you walk
holding
around
it
it,
and
and you have to slap it, get on one knee, and someone pour it in.
Oh, okay.
So a great time.
Personally,
There's a
I
lot,
think
it's a lot to unpack there, but I'm not gonna get into that. What? So you like maybe you do like hang it on an IV hook and just like wheel it around.
Yeah, that's smart.
There it is. Someone pick up one of those IV things. All right. Well, so that's fun. That's I mean, that's kind of the college life that you would imagine. Getting back to this pinning thing, I'm a freak. I'm a little freaked out by that. Because of this kind of fake marriage thing. How are they always people? I mean, are there people that like do that and then like a week later they break up? Or I mean,
Yeah, a lot of it happens.
is that like scandalous or anything? Or
No,
No.
honestly, we've had like I don't know about us, but like we've had some where like maybe one of them like hypothetically cheated on one, and then it's like, damn, you broke up, you already had your pinning, like
Yeah,
great, like
a lot of people first, like if you get pinned in high school or if you get pinned in college, that the relationship's probably gonna fail.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean that's a little bit about what I'm thinking. It's just like it's a lot for that age to be like,
Yeah.
Here we are pretending to get married or whatever. But I mean, how serious do people take? Is it not taken very serious?
It depends on the person.
Yeah,
but I think a celebration of like a relationship rather
Yeah.
than like I think it's more like, oh my god, we've been dating for like most people have been dating like a year and a half or 2 years.
Yeah.
More like, oh, like let's just go out and drink and celebrate us. And then all your friends kind of celebrate. It's never been like super.
It's not like an emotional, like sentimental thing. Like it is a funny kind of. I don't want to say trashy, but it's kind of.
It can get there.
You dress nice.
definitely.
You dress nice, but you can say some trashy things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And some
During like the toasts?
yes.
Yeah,
And sometimes the people will like say the most outlandish things that the person probably doesn't want anyone to know.
Yeah.
And they have no
And
control.
so it's like, it's one of those things where it's kind of like your whole entire business is getting aired out to literally your entire sorority and their entire friends. And it's like,
So it's like, so you don't have to, so it's not like your parents are there or family or anything like that. So it's like, so you could go pretty hard on some of that stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I get it. And so people take advantage of that and be like, oh, I got some shit I'm going to talk about.
yeah.
All right. So if you guys were to talk about Izzy right now, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like,
I mean, like, just for instance, let's hear some no, I'm kidding, I wouldn't do that to you. So how are you guys mentioned that GPA had something to do with even getting in the sorority. So that's your high school GPA that they're looking at?
yeah.
Okay. So, and then how are you guys all doing right now? GPA.
Pretty good.
Good. I'm good.
Because I know Izzy's doing good. At least that's what she tells me. So
She is doing good.
I am
Yeah.
doing very well.
I think freshman year is really when you kind of see it all take a hit at first, because that's when you're trying to figure it out a lot. And I know we've seen a lot with like, especially girls from out of state, like you get homesick, you're trying to figure out how to do life on your own now. So like, that's honestly when most people see like the biggest decline in like grades and things like that. But like in almost every sorority here, we have ways to keep you in check. So like we have a minimum threshold once you get in. You have to make sure you stay above that while you're in it. Otherwise we'll place you on like things and
like on a probation thing or
it's just ways to kind of help you like get your GPA back up. And
is there anyone that tanks and gets booted or what? Does it go that far or no?
It's more like a support system. So
Yeah.
because like we have like our I don't even know what it's called, like academic person like Zach, and like she's there to like help you and make sure like you stay on track. It's more just like a big support system for people, because like we're not gonna be like, oh my god, you got a 1.0 this semester, you're out. Like it's more like we want to see you like your grades improve over the few years.
There will be punishments, but it's not booting.
Yeah, it'll just be you're required to go to a study date once a week. You have to send in your grades throughout the semester. So nothing too intense, but I definitely know some of the houses are on the higher ends. Like one of them requires at least a 3.75 for their minimum GPA. We don't, but some of the houses, like they'll fine you for bad grades. Quite honestly, every sorority is really different and super interesting.
Yeah.
And you don't really know those rules until
because it's
you're
virtually
really in the sorority.
I don't think there's a single sorority in the country that doesn't at least have some sort of academic check that you have to like make sure you're doing, because you can't just join and then not go to school. Like that kind of defeats the purpose.
Do you guys think your guys is zooming now. Do you guys think
why is it me with this out?
finally it's like there's a mind going in and out like crazy. Do you feel like living in a sorority helps you stay motivated, helps you keep your grades up a little bit, or is it
honestly for me, yes. I think it's different for other people. I mean, like I always told myself like my biggest like thing was like also with my parents. Like, I'm lucky enough that they pay my dues, but I was like, I need to like, because they're doing that, that I want to like do well in school to like prove them that like I'm here like to learn but also be with my friends. So I always told myself like I don't want to be on academic probation. Like that's one of my main goals as being in one of the sororities. But I think it also differs for a lot of other people. But that was my thing.
That's your experience. And I felt like you were alone on that from the reactions that I saw from everybody else. They're like, I don't know if it helps or not. Did it make it harder?
I
To a
would
certain degree?
I would say yes. There are 50 girls living in this house. It's just constantly
50?
Yeah, it's loud. It's
constantly loud.
And I think it's easy to also be like, oh, we're going to go do this today. Like, and then, okay, let's just go do that instead. And so it's easy for things to get pushed aside. And I think it's a lot harder too, where it's like sometimes, especially in college, like I feel like it was this way in high school, but I felt like my GPA mattered a lot in high school. But like as you're growing up and becoming an adult and getting through things, like it's kind of hard noticing how like that starts to change a little bit, where it's like now I'm going through real life things and like there are other things affecting my life a lot and other situations happening. And now you have jobs and things like that. So it's like, it's really harder to, I feel like, to maintain that balance too sometimes.
Yeah, but you're going to law school, girl. I mean, you got to, right?
We'll see.
Maybe.
I think it also depends on everyone's major. Like for me, I don't the only test I take while I'm in next semester, I'm in Czech. And that's like going to be my only test. However, like Bella has anatomy test. Yeah. I edit, so I'm like super, like I'm in like video production, audio production. So I'm editing videos and like audio sequences like all week. And I think like for me, like I love doing it. Like I personally hate the digital learning center. That's why I chose my major, so I didn't have to take tests. So like I love what I do for my schoolwork. But like for Bella, like she's going to love what she does.
Yeah.
Who wants to take an anatomy test?
But I've had to take so many tests these past 2 years, and like actually I had to like study for these tests. So like I feel like I've had it like hard for me, but like now this semester it's a bit laid back just because I'm practically like done with all my prereqs. I'm with my easy ones now. Like I'm in 2 English classes, and so I just have to write papers.
So let me see what else. Okay, so you have 50 girls there, you said.
Yeah. 50 girls.
How many floors is your house? How big is that house?
4.
Oh, do they all live there, or just the freshmen don't live there, right?
The 50 girls is like the live-ins and then certain people on exec. So usually you have to live in sophomore year because you have to live in at least 1 year to be considered like when you graduate an alumni. Otherwise, it kind of, if you don't live in, you technically have to drop because you like the requirements. Yeah, you don't meet the requirements of being like an Alpha Chi alumni. It's for any chapter, I believe. So then you would have to just, I don't know, drop.
So all right. So that's a lot of people living together. What? I mean, talk about dirt. I mean, like what? I mean, I know you don't want to burn any bridges here, but I mean, you know, what? Like cliques, grudges. How does that stuff all play out in such a close environment when you gotta? I mean, you know, when you got, you know, they're going to be there next week too. I mean, so like, how, you know, I mean, how does that work?
I honestly,
you guys
feel
have
like
some stories.
Yeah, I feel like with our sorority, especially, people are really good about saying it to like people's faces. Yeah. There's like I've heard like in other chapters or something, people like kind of like they're like more like texting on your back, kind of just being like shady like that. But I definitely, honestly, are those my glasses?
No, those are mine.
Have no. Like I feel like especially in ours, like everyone's super close and like they at least respect each other enough to have something to say. Like I know, like whatever, I don't care. In my experience, like I one time was like, hey, like to this girl, like, do we have a problem? Like I don't have a problem with you. I just heard something you said about me. We like had a conversation in person, solved it. 5 minutes later, we hang out every weekend. Like,
well, that's a good example. I mean, and that's great. I appreciate. I mean, that's the adult way to do it. But I mean, my God, with so many people, there must be like a lot. And I'm not just digging for dirt, but I mean, there must be some challenges in regards to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think
like, has there been any huge like, oh my God, there was any of that kind of stuff?
No, not really. Yeah, I think the like biggest. Well, I feel like it's not that big of a surprise is seeing how much people still live very much in like high school. Yeah. Like the very petty drama, like things like that. And it's very interesting to see how some people never really grow up from that. Especially like growing out of like those mean girl phases and things like that, where it's like at this point, it's like we're all adults now. Learn how to communicate your feelings without being like, I don't know, like shady about them. So I think that's kind of the hard thing about like living with so many girls rules.
Yeah.
And that obviously, like, I don't know. I feel like it could be a lot sometimes.
You can tell friendships change so much.
That's
Yeah.
hands down. That's
What changes so much?
Friendships.
It is
right.
the most like I came into this school year. I wasn't really friends with them like until this school year, but I didn't have like I would say the most stable group of friends. And then I came here thinking nothing would change, but living in the house, I don't think like every friend group is different. Every clique is different. Every like people will just stop showing up to the house. You won't ever see their face. Like quite honestly, I was like appalled about how much changes living in with friendships. Girls who have been friends their whole lives now, like they're not rooming together next year. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
living in, I think, kind of brings out the best and the worst of people. And
You
just
see like everyone's true
yeah.
colors. It
Yeah.
seems like just because
Mhm.
you are with them every day.
Yeah.
All
And I
night,
also
you know?
feel like, living with people also, like, that's kind of like an intimate space too. Like, living alone, you don't really
Sure.
have your own time
You live in
anymore.
shoeboxes.
Yeah, you live in like
Yeah.
shoeboxes confined. And like, I'm one of those people that say in the mornings, especially when I'm like really tired, get out of bed. I don't love talking to a bunch of people in the morning. So it can be
Right.
very challenging when you wake up at 7 a.m. Hey, how's your day? And then you have like 15 people saying hi to you and having all these conversations. And I'm just like, oh.
Or where are you going?
Yes. And it's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Where are you going? And it almost makes you feel like you're still living with your parents again.
Right.
You're like interrogated 24/7.
No, I hear you. Just to be asked, it's just like
Yeah.
I
The
get it.
second a boy comes into your life,
Oh,
I
yeah.
swear more people know about your actual relationship and what's going on than you yourself actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, it is-
Okay, great segue because I was going to start to ask about that. Now, so you got 50 girls living together. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, now throw a guy or guys into that mix. I mean, how does that not go sideways? Like, how does that work out? Like having guys come into the mix. And like you said, everyone else kind of knows your business. You get into jealousies, you get into anything like that, or like, I mean, you name it. I mean,
I think it seems like it is definitely dependent on any friend group too, really. But I feel like we've definitely seen some things go south between some people when it comes to guys too. But it's really just kind
I
of.
just had a mood.
I
thought we were doing. I thought it was fine. I don't know.
Honestly,
I wasn't talking about us.
Oh.
No, that's why I said some people.
Even I feel like
No, I have
someone
not
else
heard
said
one
that.
Or
thing.
just, I mean, more so like girls hooking up with other girls' ex-boyfriends. Like that is more so what I
God,
you
about
definitely that girl code kind of goes south a little bit. Where it's
well,
like,
right.
I don't know, for me, I've always been a person where it's like any of my friends' guys are off limits. So then seeing other girls completely do the opposite. And like, I think it's harder in a sorority because we pretty much deem ourselves like we are a sisterhood. Like we are
Well,
one.
yeah, and I wouldn't imagine, between you four, I'm not talking about, but Abby, spell.
There was just this one scandal. This girl was dating a guy on and off for a while, and then
2 years, I think.
2 or 3 years, yeah. And then this other girl came in and started, after they broke up, started hanging out with him behind her back. And then she said some really mean things about his ex, but she was the one in the wrong. And she posted it, so everyone saw it.
Yeah.
And so that was, I think, a very fast way to just, like a lot of people, I think, if anything, just lost respect for her. But it was, a lot of people did really, I mean, it wasn't our business. We all stayed out of it, but I definitely think people kind of, if anything, it's your reputation that you kind of just lose.
Sure. Well,
So-
that's it. I mean, you've got social media. I mean, and I know I'm gonna sound like an old guy here, but I mean, you got that social media. Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing. And there's, between relationships and all that. I mean, credit to you guys, for not having like, a bunch of like, oh my God, it's awful, clicking off a bunch of million horrible stories. But I assume it has to go on. I mean, it would be very hard. I mean, that goes on in real life once you get out too. I mean, trust me.
I think you realize, like, especially, like, I'll just take, like, I'm not taking sides, but, like, the girl who posted the story, I think she probably thought, like, she had a super close, in her private story, had this super close group of friends. This is never going to get out. Me calling this girl a horrible name is never going to get out. Fast forward, one of her good friends threw her under the bus, and then it's like, because it's like, I honestly do the same thing. I'm like, you did it to yourself. You slept with that girl's ex. However, I think you also have to think about, you're the only person who's for yourself. Everyone else is kind of against you. I mean, obviously your friends are there there for you and all that, but you never know. Like,
Yeah. No, it always gets out. It's just you know the story. It's just like, all right, don't tell anyone. And then they say the same thing to another person. Okay, you can't tell anyone, but
So like that's also how things get twisted too.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part about growing up too is learning how many people lack accountability and being able to say, hey, I messed up, I shouldn't have done that. Like, and just being able to like confront that and apologize. I mean, it is a hard thing to do, but still I think
hard lessons for sure.
Yeah.
And it will go on in, when you go to your work, the same stuff will, that's just humans, people just being humans. But like, is there, like you mentioned this girl that like, I don't want to keep harping on this girl, whoever it is. But for instance, is there like this unwritten code where like, someone broke up with a guy, no one else can go near this guy? Is there a time frame where it's not like, or is it just like he's off limits to anyone that you know? I mean, which is that's kind of like life too.
Yeah, I think it honestly comes down to how much you respect the people around you. I think at the end of the day, like personally would never like if a girl broke up with their boyfriend, I personally would be like, I'm never gonna get like that was your relationship.
Unwritten code.
Like I'm acquaintances with you. We might not be best friends. However, I respect you enough to not do that. And I think like some people don't really think about that. Also, alcohol plays a big part. Your brain sometimes goes a little delusional and shit happens. But I think at the end of the day, it's also how you come back from those situations. And if you don't come back and you don't apologize, that just says who you are as a person.
Yeah. And I think like also too, it's a lot different, which is what we were saying in the first place when all of this happened. If you were going to go to her, like for example, hey Bella, I'm sorry, like I really like this guy. I know you guys dated previously. Like it's life. I get it. Like the world is so small. People are bound to date, especially if you knew they dated friends like in college. People are that's bound to happen. But at least having the decency, especially when it was fresh, especially when we're in the same grade, in the same sorority, to have the decency to just say that and be like, hey, I know this sucks, but I do really like him. I hope like you're okay with that, blah, blah, blah. And I also think it depends on the kind of guy he is, which I think was the biggest case in this scenario, which,
Right. Yeah. And the reasons why they broke up in the first place and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, for sure. And you're right. I mean, that would be the way to do it. Be transparent about it. Be like, hey. But again, that's the kind of, I mean, those are hard lessons that you're learning. It's probably, maybe, it's concentrated because you do have so many people all together, but sounds like you guys are navigating it pretty well. I mean, I'm impressed. How does the sorority, I guess, Greek life in general, what would be your assessment or your take on how do they handle gender fluidity or just even LGBTQ? I mean, what's your guys' impression?
I think everyone has a place for someone, like no matter what house. I think you'll be accepted no matter what. I know in AKIO, we accept everyone for who they are. I also know that like if like they weren't really looking for a sorority, there are like different fraternities and sororities that do have like options like that are more like maybe, I don't know if we have one, but there might be an LGBTQ, like there's clubs, clubs, like or maybe sororities. Like I know we have like some like Catholic fraternities and sororities where like they come together and they have like their faith together. And I think like you'll always find your place no matter where you are.
I also think it depends on the school because I have a friend who is a part of the LGBTQ community and he is in a frat in Iowa, but it's also like it depends on your region and obviously the area, because in some places people don't like hold that same sort of like acceptance as they would in other places, especially based off of how other people grew up, which is like I feel like here it hasn't really been a very common thing that I've seen within like Greek life within itself, but I don't know why it couldn't be.
I think I'm from Colorado, and so I have a lot of friends that go to C Boulder, CSU, and I think it's a lot more accepted up there. You'll find a couple members of the LGBTQ in any sorority or fraternity that you go to, and I think a lot of that also has to do with the like politics and just the like demographics in Colorado compared to here, and I think that's play a big part into it. Fraternities here, I honestly haven't really heard of. It's not common, but I don't think people are against it. I know sororities. There's a couple girls in our house who are part of LGBTQ, and no one minds, like no one cares. So I quite honestly, I just don't really think people like. I don't really think it bothers people that much, but it also not really that common on Greek Row itself.
I mean, like you said, is that maybe more of a product of just like Lincoln as opposed to
I think it's just the location.
It definitely depends on your region because I mean, like I said, I was not very far away, and I feel like Iowa and Nebraska can seem pretty similar, but it seems like sometimes they may be a little bit more accepting. It just depends on the region, I think, too. So
Do you see anyone? Is there anybody? Have you ever heard of anybody or anyone like trying to make a change in regards to that, or is that anything that you've seen? Like, is there any kind of, like you mentioned, there's clubs and different things like that on the campus? They may not be part of the sorority, but is it? I mean, has there been any kind of a push in regards to being more inclusive in regards to that at all, or have you not noticed that?
I haven't heard it. I honestly think like, I mean, like there'll be like flyers up in the union. Like there's like, you can go like on the UNL website and you can see like all the different clubs and like how like everyone's like supported here. But I don't think it's ever been like, well, also your different colleges, you get like different weekly newsletters. And I know in like mine, like I haven't really received anything like that. So I think it's honestly probably just like if you see around the union and like.
But yeah, I think when it comes to Greek life like that, I don't know, it doesn't feel like sometimes, at least here, that is a very open space. At least I haven't heard about anybody trying to make that change and make that inclusion. Like it hasn't really ever been anything that's, I feel like, has been discussed within Greek life here.
Also, I think with there's been a lot of budget cuts at our school recently, and a lot of programs have been cut. And I think a lot of people are pushing more. If there has been anything, it's been more for like, hey, we want to support like these. We want to support our funding or the programs that are getting cut. So I think definitely one day it can be a bigger discussion. But I think at the moment, there's other things going on in other programs that have just been brought more attention in.
Right on. Well, I mean, maybe that's, I guess it's a little surprising just to hear that there hasn't been that hasn't been a bigger discussion, and not necessarily through any fault of anybody there, but I'm just surprised that someone hasn't been like pushing that narrative, that narrative in regards to inclusivity or whatever, just because you see it in all other walks of life,
Yeah.
But maybe that's something that's up and coming, and that's something that'll come to,
I could see that happening, like Panhell or someone that gets in charge, like Panhell is like head of all Greek life. And like if someone goes into there and is like trying to push very hard, I think it could be something.
So how much of that, I mean, and that and everything else, not just that, certainly, but just how much of that of Greek life do you feel is kind of controlled to a certain amount by legacy, donors, all that kind of thing? Do you feel like there is some control in regards to that?
I think legacy definitely at UNL is not that big of a thing. My mom was a Kappa Alpha Theta. I got dropped by Kappa Alpha Theta. And I'm a legacy technically. I think like legacies were such a big thing back in like the 90s and like 80s, and like it was so big. Like I'm technically a Kappa legacy here too. Got dropped by them. Like you just find your house wherever. Like I mean, like I think like donors are a big thing. Like I know some people who are big donors and help like renovate our house and all that. And I feel like that's kind of more of a bigger thing rather than legacies. Like we need the money rather than like the girls who like parents are like so involved in like.
And I feel like that's been a bigger thing with fraternities, I've noticed, is that legacies and donors are way bigger when it comes to them, because if anything, they need more of the funding. And like I know guys who are like 6th generation legacies in fact, and like you automatically are just given a bid to the fact with your legacy. And I feel like here it's a little different. And really with sororities, it's really a lot based on just like the person that you walk into the house being and how they like interpret that. Because also you could still be a legacy and like in a sense get dropped from a house. And
well, we dropped after COVID. We handheld. They dropped the legacy rule. So what was it pinning on that? Is it like a?
I'm not sure how it changes. I think it should follow your voice, but I don't know.
Oh, back again. But I know after COVID they dropped the rule where it's 4 legacies. So they don't even know. Like when I rush a girl, I would have no idea that she was a legacy, and then she'll be like, "Oh, my mom was in the sorority," and I was like, "Oh, like that's great."
Yeah.
But we have no idea unless they tell you. So donors.
So you're not feeling pressure from anyone to be like, "Oh, well, we better."
Yeah.
My sister, if you have a sister in the house or a cousin, it definitely helps. My older sister, we're in the same sorority, and that definitely helped me out a little bit coming in.
Is she there?
She is, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So siblings definitely help, but if it's a sibling, it honestly doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when is there any? I don't even know how they operate. Is there a board or something? Is there some governing board specific to your house, or is it just for all of the sororities?
Well, we have Panhell. Panhell runs like
Everything.
UNL sororities.
Yeah.
But
And then
then
each chapter has their headquarters, and then nationals, and inside your chapter you have an executive board. So like your executive board, like the president, some chapters do like president, vice president, it depends. A lot like we don't do a vice president technically.
Are those people that are in in the sorority currently?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
But
can be
you don't have that, or you do?
We do.
It can be all grades. You just for like some positions that are like higher up, you have to be on exec for 1 year. Like if presidency, like yeah.
How big of a deal is that? Like the hierarchy of that, is that play into your?
I mean, my big's the president, and I honestly don't even treat her like she is the president. Like, like it kind of just depends. Like, I mean, freshmen are probably scared of her. They're like, oh my god, the president. But honestly, she just like a year ago, she was just us.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
And I think even when it comes to like the meetings that we have like with our executive board, it's very like chill. Like you don't really notice a hierarchy. And like obviously some chapters may do it different. I know during our exec meetings we all sit at a table together and just talk. So it's pretty much you go like position by position and kind of just give an overview of like what's going on, and that's pretty much it.
I gotcha. Do you guys get called out, like if you get in trouble, to go to the board, or like?
yeah, you usually have to do something like pretty like not messed up, but something like it should
Something's wrong.
Something like you kind of need to be told like that's not okay.
Yeah. And so we call that our
CR?
standards board. And so that's different from our executive board too. So standards board is members. Some members can be elected and some of them are on the board based on like your position in the chapter. So I know my position, I have to be on like the standards board, but that just like when things like that happen, usually it's like we just try to figure out what happened and like where to go from there. Cause sometimes things can be big misunderstandings too.
Right. I get it. So you guys have never been called out to the?
Surprisingly, I have not.
double secret probation or anything? You're all good. You're all good girls. You're all upstanding young women.
Honestly, half the time it's just like you have to explain yourself, and it's just kind of like move on.
Yeah, my thing is just don't be stupid and don't get caught doing it, and you're fine. Like
that's really good advice.
I mean, but the thing is that
don't get caught.
Don't everywhere. There's not a single thing that happens, and that's the thing that I will say about Greek life is things spread like
it's like it's
way around you, like everywhere.
We all live right next door to each other.
Yeah,
sure.
And we all have group chats,
and it's from like the chapters to chapters. So like I know like second things happen, we know about it right away. I'm going to be completely honest. It's just sometimes you do pick and choose your battles of like, nah, this isn't really worth the conversation. But usually, especially when it's big enough to cause a crowd of people talking about it, we usually know about it right away.
Well, and
is that tough having everyone know your business? I mean,
Well, and there's this thing Yik Yak, and anyone can
it's like
post
Twitter,
anonymously.
but it's anonymous.
Yeah,
Anonymous.
It's like anonymous.
If everyone has it, post anything on it, images, chats, and then people can like it and
It's
like
comment.
Rumors spread.
so all of it's anonymous.
Yes.
No
Whether
one
you
knows.
like it or comment on it, it's all anonymous.
If you like it, if you comment, all of it.
If you post it.
But if it's like you post something really bad, like it does
You
get
can report
you can report it. It does get traced back to like the cops. Like let's just say something really bad got posted or something. Like there's you can know who actually did it, but like it is anonymous. Like I could post about Abby right now, and then like you could think it's someone like random in like a different sorority, but it's like
Well, so how do you? So this is an app. This is a public app, right? Don't worry, we're not gonna. And here I'm gonna pull it up on the screen here. I'm just kidding.
He's been banned.
I'm banned on 4 phone numbers. It's not. I've never posted bad things. Okay, so we went on like a ski trip, and like it was funny. Like I was like AI generating like photos of like some of the guys we were on, and I posted them on Yik Yak. Like they knew I was doing it, but like you can report it, and the amount of times you get reported, you get banned. So I then was like, Mom, I was at home. Can I use your phone really quick? Got that phone number in. So like banned, but it's more just like because I got reported. It wasn't because I was posting things that people didn't know I was posting. But
is this an app that you just downloaded?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, how do you know that it's just you got like your
every
people?
college has
I'll show you what it looks like.
Okay, so is it by college or by sorority?
And you can join the app and then you basically go to my school. So then it'll populate by like everything that is being said like currently. Right now I think it's on hot. So this is what's trending right now. So
we had like a guy holding a rifle in our East campus, and like that's a big trending. And then our UNL alert sent us like
so like
just activity.
One of the first things I see is anyone going to the performative male contest tomorrow at the Union? So it's like sometimes it's really stupid, but I have noticed that Greek life takes a big hit on it a lot of the time from people that aren't in it, and so like,
it's not just Greek, it's
everybody. So I mean, someone posted. So we have these really cute sets. They're really really cute. I thought they were cute.
Which one?
Neon
The red
red.
ones.
Oh.
And someone the other day posted on this app about how we all look like tampons walking around our head.
All right. Okay. So you said sets. You mean like, so you guys, I was going to ask this. No, I don't think I noticed that.
I was
But,
gonna wear it.
I did too, and then I remember.
so no, but do you guys get outfits? You like, I was wondering that because it seemed like you guys had matching outfits in some of your posts. And how does that get decided?
We have
Is
a
that just-
person that makes
chair.
merch chair. So they make the merch.
So you can get elected to be on it. And so we'll do like a drop of each semester. There's like a spring and a winter drop. And those are usually sets. But then the same person also makes our shirts for basically every event that we have. So like any merchandise we need for like formals or like recruitment, they make all those shirts and we just are pretty much
Work
giving
week.
them.
We have like a bunch of outfits that they make, like t-shirts, tank tops, and then we just have to like accessorize with different shorts and jeans and whatever.
Sounds a little crazy when you think about it, but
It gets expensive though. Like
Yeah.
like $50.
I bet. So do you have to pay for each of those?
yeah, sometimes you don't have a choice.
You don't. You never have a choice.
Yeah.
And
Well, I was going to say,
if it's
if
winter,
they
like
come up with a set, you have to buy it. I mean, that's the deal.
No.
For Rush Week and Work Week, like our bid day shirts and our philanthropy shirts, those are mandatory. Like we have to get those. They're charging us. But like she's wearing our mom's weekend.
Weekend
We
sweatshirt.
didn't have to buy that. This is I think our fall line.
this was
So-
it came late, so we didn't have to pay for these, right?
Yeah.
But like sometimes that happens. But like if it's like our winter or fall or spring merch,
You can sign up.
you sign up, you put your
Yeah.
sizes in, and then you'll get it.
But those are the only two like optional signups you ever really have. The rest of it, you don't really have a choice. You get sent to size. Otherwise, if you don't put in your size, you're automatically given one. So yeah.
So like you're going out like your little hottie girl outfits, all that stuff. Is that also part of that sorority stuff, or is that just your
no.
own?
The number one cardinal rule of Greek life in general, this is a U.S. national thing. You cannot drink in letters. Like it is the number one. You can't do it.
I
Um,
could
Oh,
not.
I got you.
but yeah, it's just
In public.
if
Yes.
you went out in public or like anybody you know went out wearing your letters and say they got arrested, now all of a sudden someone's posting a photo of you in handcuffs with your letters on, and everyone's like, "Well, we know who that is."
Right.
So it's just like more of a precautionary thing. But yeah, usually the outfits we were going out are just
So fun.
yeah, you just buy them yourself.
So on that yik yak, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yik yak?
Yeah.
Can you post people's faces or is that like, you're not
Yeah.
allowed to-
The only thing you can't do is names, right? You can't post people's
Yeah.
names, otherwise that will actually get you like banned.
but you could post faces?
Yeah.
Yes, in a way. I mean, I would say from
How does that
personal,
work?
actually personal experience because I'm banned because I did that. It's more
Uh-huh.
like it people report those sooner. Like obviously, like I wouldn't go post a photo of Bella and just be like, ha ha ha, she's a loser. Like like that, that's so mean. Like that's right there. Like they would report it as like cyberbullying. Like that's mean.
What was that?
Hey, you picked up me last time.
I was just well, I don't know, like I'm not in like that would like as like info like if that happened, that'd be reported like cyberbullying, taken down. So like
Right. So you can't say just, but I mean, is there a lot of like, I don't know. I mean, you could post a picture of somebody and kind of not be so blatant, like, Bella's a loser. You could be like, I don't know, like a little shady or whatever.
you could comment. Oh, you could be like TW and AKO is like, like I don't know. You do like her. People would do like they're like abbreviation, like initials, like Tianna Wheatley, but do TW.
So then they'll drop pretty much like people will know who you are because
And
they'll
like-
drop like sorority. And then most people, the thing about like Lincoln specifically, I'm sure a lot of colleges are like that, is a lot of people went to the same school in high school. So most people are genuinely gonna know who you're talking about, especially if you have some sort of nickname from high school. People are gonna use it, and then people will know who you're talking about. So it's really
I mean, is that commonplace where people are identifying who they're talking about or who they are almost all the time?
yeah.
I feel like it was a lot bigger freshman year than it is now, but we did get a letter sent out. So last night on our East campus, there was a guy walking around with a gun, and someone called the cops and was like, hey, I'm sure like you guys have heard about this. You know, it's been like 30 minutes. We're kind of just wondering, where are you guys? People posted it all over Yik Yak, but no one called the cops. So we then got an email sent to us saying, hey, next time something like this happens, call the cops and don't post on Yik Yak. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yik Yak, it's a pretty popular thing.
Heisinger effect. What can I say?
had a streaker.
Right outside.
What?
At 7 a.m.
No, it was 9:30. So it was when
Did
9:30.
somebody get a picture of the streaker
Oh,
on Yik?
Oh, it's all
I was
over.
totally serious, but like it's not. There's videos too of him banging on car windows, like
Jumping on, yeah.
And
so
like
bad.
an employee of the school, they were in their like employee car because you can tell by the trucks. They have like University of Nebraska on them. So I can't remember if you or I were talking about it the other day. But we were like, I wonder if that employee ever got compensated for that happening to him.
So was this just some random dude from
Yeah.
Yeah.
9 in the morning.
in the city?
Apparently, someone I think said that he was like either from a mental hospital
I think
or
it
like
was psychosis.
got admitted into the hospital for like psychiatric hold, but I guess he left and was just
Yeah.
around campus naked.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, which was
Yeah.
actually really sad, but I think when it happened, everyone was like, what's going on? It's 9 in the
Well, I
morning.
thought it was
Like,
AI
Oh.
the whole time.
I thought that there was a shooting because it was at the business school, which is right next to our sorority house, and there was so many sirens. I look out my window because it woke me up, and I was like, "What's going on?" Street blocked down, cop cars, ambulances, and I was freaking out. I'm like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Then to find out within 2 minutes, nope, it's just a streaker.
And
But
he was running down so our 16th Street, which is like some of our Greek row, so it's down like going down by sororities. He's running down, then he makes it out to the cop, gets on his knees and starts like going like this.
He was yelling, "I love Jesus"
You-
the whole time.
God. Well, at least he had a nice message.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right on. He says little birthday suit on. So where do you go from here? What are your tell me about your hopes and dreams. Abby, what are you thinking about future wise? What's your hopes and dreams? Not
All
just
right.
work, but everything.
I'll give you the short term and then the long term. Right now, I'm just trying to pass my calc and account test. That's my short term dream. And then I would like to travel. We're studying abroad in Barcelona this summer, so that dream will come true. But I would like.
Where'd you say?
Barcelona. Yeah, so it should be fun. But then after school, I want to move. I want to get into medical sales, so I'll either move back to Denver, but I'm hoping to move to San Diego. But if that doesn't fall through, I told my parents I'm just going to backpack Southeast Asia and Australia until I find a plan in life. So,
Are they down with that?
Great, yeah, that's all I want to do. I just want to travel, but yeah.
Are your parents down with that?
No, that's why I have a backup.
I like the plan. I like the backup thing, the
Thank you.
backpack thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, you got time to
Yeah.
do that for a year at least.
Guy,
I
European guy.
travel, a really rich man that would pay for me to travel. I would drop out of school and just stay there. I don't have a return flight yet for summer. I only have a one-way right now. Like,
There you go. There you go. How about you, Anna?
You know, I'm trying to think about my life, and my mom calls me every day and says, "What do you want to do with your life?" And I'm kind of like, I mean, honestly, I'm just a sophomore. I don't really know. My big goal in life would be like to work for the NFL or like a big like network and like work.
Yeah, go Broncos.
No thanks. And like, I don't know, do that. I do want to travel like Abby. I'm studying abroad with her too. So is Tianna, and Bella's gonna come visit. But I don't know. I think I just like I'm someone who like doesn't like to have a plan, and like I kind of go with the flow. And I think like after college, like I'm obviously gonna look for like a job and like start off somewhere. Luckily, like in Lincoln, I do not want to stay here, but like we have the Huddle, like I had a Huddle headquarters, which is like a sporting agency, which is really nice like for an internship. So I might like look into that next year to get some experience. So then once I graduate, I can move out of the state. But I think I'm just gonna take it year by year and just find what I love to do. And honestly, I think it'd be kind of cool to go into like sales, but with like broadcasting, because like we in class today we had like this guy that came in and he had talked about it and was like, you get to like the way you like sell advertisement of like sporting teams and all that like makes bank. And I was looking like I can be kind of persuasive. Like I was like, yeah, I might go that route.
Sales. No, you can make some money. I didn't even ask you guys. So where are you all from?
I'm from Denver.
I'm from Wisconsin.
Omaha.
And then I'm from Minnesota.
Oh, wow. So did you guys didn't meet each other until freshman year?
Yeah.
I met her the day before we found out we got the
We
bid.
lived on the same floor. She lived like 3 or 4 doors down from me.
We met. This is actually a crazy story. I was one day, we all lived in the same building, and we met after like our Monday meeting. I was in her room. We gave each other tours of our rooms, and I was saying like, I'm from Colorado, whatever. And she was like, this is such a long shot, but do you know this guy? And I was like, yes. He moved to my high school senior year. Like we were about to date, and then turns out she was about to date him.
I was about to date too.
Before he moved to Colorado my senior year. So we really bonded over that and became great friends. That's how we
So now, all right, wait a minute. How was the timing on that? Did
not overlap.
It didn't overlap.
Okay.
That would've been really funny.
Yeah.
It's like you're dating him, I'm dating
Oh
him.
my god, I know your boyfriend too. He's my boyfriend.
No, did not overlap, but
No,
yeah.
God.
That's wild. I mean, what a long shot.
Yeah.
Where you say Denver?
It's just south. It's called Parker.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And where in Wisconsin are you from, Anna?
It's a small town 10 minutes north of Milwaukee. It's called Whitefish Bay.
Whitefish Bay. My sister lives in Milwaukee.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yes, she does. She's lived there forever. Well, for a long, long time. I know where you're from, Bob. Good old Omaha. Anna, do you want to? So you want to get out of? Do you want to live elsewhere besides Wisconsin, or?
Okay, so my parents actually moved to Colorado, which is kind of funny. So I live like an hour from Abby now. So like technically I don't have like a home there anymore, but like I personally like I love there, so I would love to move back there. I just honestly don't think like that's where I'm gonna get the best job opportunities right out of college. So I think like
Gotcha.
that's what like once I like settle down, get married, have some kids, move back there. But I think like I need to like look more at like where my major and like where like those job opportunities are gonna be, because like honestly they're usually East Coast area, West Coast, like more like towards over there. So I think like like look more into that.
Gotcha. What about you, Izzy? What are you wanting to? Do you think you'll stick around Omaha, or what do you think?
I think for a while I'll stick around there, but I do want to travel a lot. I do want to live on a beach at some point in time. Just don't know when, but I do want to like live on a beach. But I also was thinking about being a traveling nurse.
Yeah,
So then that could
Good,
get,
buddy.
that could get
for sure.
also working.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
You visit you every year.
I just did a gal that's a traveling nurse. I just did her hair the other day, and I mean, that just seems like that's the way to go.
It is,
Yeah.
especially for a few years to start off.
Sure, yeah,
I have nothing
maybe not
going
forever.
on. I mean, why not just travel around and do nursing?
Yeah, exactly. All right, Tianna, wake up, Tianna.
Right.
I'm losing her. All right, what about you? You're from?
So I'm from Minnesota, like
Minnesota.
Minneapolis, Twin Cities area.
Right
I went
on.
to school in Minnetonka, which is west of the Twin Cities. I would love to move back. I don't know fully if I ever actually will. It's not something that I can really see myself doing until like I probably like settle down and have kids. But right now, I think it's just more about figuring out what I want to do with my career. I think I've changed my major like 4 times, but that's okay because I like a lot of different things, and it's a good way for me to find out what I really want to do. I don't know why I stuck with like business law. I feel like especially when it comes to like owning businesses and things like that, you kind of learn the ins and outs a little bit. And yeah, so I'm gonna travel and then we'll figure it out from there.
Right on. Well, that's cool. That's cool. All right, I'm gonna ask you one more question, but before I get to that,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Can you hear you?
all right, here you go.
No,
Here you
no,
go.
no.
Okay, sorry. Is there anything that you guys wanted to get out on the podcast before I ask you the final question?
My best advice, only thing I will say, if you go to the same school as your brother, don't get too close to his friends. Watch.
Abby.
Only advice I say. It's not personal. It's just in general. I've seen it happen.
I have a feeling that's kind of you're being cryptic as to something that may or may not have happened with somebody else.
Yeah, girl, I heard stories. Yeah.
Theoretically.
Right.
All right.
It was a different Abby Heisinger.
I got it.
ABBY.
ABEY.
All right.
All right. It's out there. It's on the air. It's out there, Abs. You know.
That's okay.
Can you make your whole podcast just that advice?
Yeah, that's it. That's going to be my teaser.
College advice from a genius.
Yeah. All right. Last question is, what are you? All right, so I'll just go down the line. Abby, what are you listening to? What's like something that you listen to music-wise that you always kind of go back to, even if it's something like that you grew up with when you were young, like that you're like, oh, you always just put it back on, or when you jump in the car, something that always pulls you back. What is that?
Some feel-good music. I'll do the Eagles. That's a very always pull back into that.
Did your folks like that?
You know what the Eagles are?
Do your parents like that? Or, I mean,
Yeah,
did you kind of
I
grow
grew
up
up
with that?
listening to a lot of Gavin rock, 80s, 70s. So
Yeah. I bet if they heard that, that would warm their hearts.
they would
because I know I would love. I'd be like, oh, right on. And then what about new? What's new that you just like? Oh my God, it's just like blowing you away right now.
Oh, Chris Stapleton, hands without a
Okay, right on. Does he have a new album out?
no, but he's
Or is it just
so,
right on?
Yeah.
Okay, little Tennessee whiskey.
yeah.
Right on. How about you, Anna? Old what? Something. What's that thing that that you just keep pulls you back?
I mean, like, I kind of like a lot. I mean, like, if we're going the family route, this is just weird.
Doesn't
like,
have to
like
be.
the song, like, Come On, Feel the Noise, or, like, The Twisted Sister, like, that sounds like my dad.
Mom and dad, little rockers, hard rock, a little hair rock.
Yeah, me and my dad, he would always, or, like, Another One Bites the
Music
Dust.
videos. Oh my god.
Yeah, like, my dad and I would always, like, jam out to that in the car, so, like, we were going that route. Other than that, I would say, like, I'm super into country. So, like, when I'm kind of in, like, a sad mood or, like, vibey mood, I always go to country because I feel like there's, like, so, like, variety. But if I'm kind of just in my girl pop era, I'll just hit up, like, Tate McRae, Taylor Swift. Oh, I'm a big Swiftie, but no one knows that. She didn't, like, no one knew I was a Swiftie until, like, this year. So I feel like just kind of, like, a whole variety. Just,
Sabrina Carpenter.
oh, I do like Sabrina Carpenter, yeah. I think it just all depends on, like, my mood. I've just more been into country right now just because, like, it goes with every mood.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, what's the oldie? What do you get pulled back to?
Well, pulled back to definitely Michael Jackson. My mom would play music videos all the time, and Britney Spears, but she's my go-to now. But still, pull back that also.
Mm-hmm.
So Britney Spears, Michael Jackson, and then also right now Lana Del Rey. But really, just Britney Spears. And Lana Del Rey.
No, well, we went to Summer City, and I think we listened to, like, 5 Britney Spears songs together.
Really? She's your go-to. Oh, here we go. All right, Tianna, what do you got? What's your oldie that you can pull back to?
Go to for like classic. I have a huge classics playlist, which I love. I always listen to it when I'm like happy or just like chilling, but definitely Fleetwood Mac is always kind of my go-to for, I love all of their songs. And then what am I listening to now? I feel like Olivia Dean, she's getting really popular. Her songs, I love them. I love them. And then I don't know how to say her last name, Tiana Sapiro.
Oh
my God. The Austrian girl that a lot of people are saying it's funny because my mom always says like your generation does not have the music that we used to have.
Her vocals aren't singing.
Which is very true. Like she would always ask like name someone who's as great as this person. Name someone who's like as great as Adele, as great as Michael Jackson. And I could never come up with a name. But I think now we're kind of starting to see that push a little bit with like more stars coming out too. Oh, I love Bruno.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Yes, love it.
Bruno's a party. Well, and I know what your mom's saying, but at the same time, because I'm a musician also, I play in a band, some Olivia Dean. But I mean, I like her, for instance, is a good example. It's just like there's like an old throwback feel to her stuff. That like your mom could dig, you could dig it. I mean, it's just like it's kind of almost intergenerational.
I think Olivia Dean, she's like just now getting discovered recently, which is like a lot of people will say what they want about like TikTok and things, but really like that's kind of where a lot of people are getting their careers. And I think like there's something really cool about like social media in itself. And like obviously it does do some harm, but it does a lot of good for people when it comes to like careers and like actually being able to like put things out there, like especially with music. I've heard so many songs and so many artists where I'm like, oh my God, you're amazing. Where have you been all the time?
Good list, you guys. Well, it was fun talking to you guys. So yeah, check us out on YouTube. It's called Making No Sense, CENTS, with Tom Sena on YouTube, and also on everywhere that you listen to your podcasts. Dial us up, and I don't know what I'm going to title this one yet. What do you think?
Title it My
Secret Life of College Girls.
Yeah.
The Secret. I like that.
Secret Life of
Isabella
College
Burrell
Girls.
is awesome.
That's
What is it?
So,
Right. Oh, let's make it all about you. Is
Yum.
right on. All right. Well, I like the Secret Life of Sorority Girls, or Secret Life. Yeah, something like that. That's a little bit. That might get some people to watch.
Secret Life of Abbey Beer Disciples.
We didn't want to go too deep on into the secrets. All right. Well, thanks you guys. Thanks so much for helping out. All right. I'll let you know when it's up. See you later.
Ciao. Ta-ta.
Making no sense with Tom